Okay, I don't really know how to start this video other than surprise, we moved! For those of you who are new to the channel, hi, how are ya? I'm Caitlin, the host and shop owner of Leaf Meal and Plants. And if you've been here before, then as you can see, things are a little bit different here. Over the past 2 months, while I haven't been posting, that has largely been mostly because I'm like a little bit lazy, but also because I've been in the process of moving. Like, I literally feel like everybody else, like so many people are moving right now. But anyway, today I just wanted to get into a quick just channel update and how things are gonna be changing going forward on this channel, as well as give you a houseplant tour. Now, we will be touring my old apartment, which is no more, and I really just wanted to do this video more so for myself than anybody else, just so I could kind of have a video memory of what my old apartment looked like and where all the houseplants were placed in that apartment. But also, so many of you guys over the years of filming on this channel have asked for this video, and I always put it off, so I figured what better time before we left would be more perfect to film this video than right now. And by right now, I mean 2 months ago when I actually did film this video. Anyway, I just quickly wanted to talk through some changes that I expect to be happening to this channel going forward, and then just a few more quick things before we get into the grand tour. Now, I feel like I've said this in the beginning of like my last 10 videos where I'm like, oh my god, I know I've been gone for so long, but I promise there's gonna be non-stop videos coming out after this. Honestly, I have no idea. I have no plans of implementing like a set posting schedule. I'm kind of just living my life, you know, doing me. So I guess the best way to know if there's a new video coming out is, of course, hit that subscribe button, and I guess bell notifications are a thing. I don't know. Hit that if you want to. If not, that's okay too. As for the content itself, obviously, my content right now is very focused around houseplants themselves. This channel will always be focused around plants. It's called Leave Me Alone Plants after all, but it may be slightly different going forward. Here's why. So, moved into this new house, and it's literally twice as big as my last apartment. So in my mind, when we moved here, I was like, yes, so much room for new plants. But here's the thing. I have like half as many windows as I had in my last apartment. It's kind of dark in here, and like you may be able to see, I have a lot of lights, but I don't know if it's like necessarily gonna be enough. So I've kind of put a pause on my houseplant buying right now. Now, there's still a ton of information that we can talk about the plants that I have, but I think that I'm probably gonna be slowing down the amount of new plants that I'm bringing into my collection. However, with that said, over the last couple of weeks, something that I have really been enjoying is actually like gardening outside, both like houseplants, flowers, vegetables. So you'll probably be seeing more content around those areas. So if you like that kind of stuff, awesome. I hope you're here for it. But regardless, there certainly will still be houseplant videos sprinkled into our content, so no worries there. Now that we got that out of the way, just a few more things I want to talk about before we get into the tour itself. I actually used my iPhone to film this on a gimbal, and this is worth noting because I'm not like the best at using the gimbal. So there will be some moments where you hear me commentating, like I don't know how to move this camera, and if you're confused why I don't know how to like turn a camera, it's because I was using a gimbal, so that's why. And if you don't know what a gimbal is, basically it just makes it so that the footage doesn't look like this. Okay, 2 last things worth noting, and this kind of just addresses 2 common comments that I see when I watch other people's houseplant tours. First being crazy plant ladies like myself commenting on the video and saying, oh my god, I see so much empty space, why aren't you putting more plants in these spaces? And really a big reason for that is because I have a roommate, and by roommate I mean boyfriend. I don't know why I said roommate, but yeah, my boyfriend unfortunately does not love plants to the degree that I love plants. And because of that, it's only fair that I don't cover every square inch of our house in plants. So there'll probably be areas where you see that there aren't plants and you might be thinking to yourself that would be a great place for a plant. That's a big reason why. Also, I've said this on my channel before, but I'm not personally somebody who just likes to jam as many plants onto a plant shelf as possible and just call it a day. If you do like to do that, no shame, nothing wrong with that. It's just not my style. Personally, part of the reason why I love plants, I see them as a decor piece. And if I don't like the way that they're, you know, aesthetically looking and they're just all jammed together in a grow tent, I'm not about that. So yeah, you know, I'm sure I could fit 200 times more of the plants that I did have in my apartment, but I'm just not about it. So yeah, hope you'll understand there. The final thing I do want to say is the opposite side of that comment that I see in other people's videos, which is people who might be new to collecting houseplants, and they'll comment and say, oh my god, I can't believe you have so many houseplants, or I wish I could afford this many houseplants, or I just wish I had this many houseplants. And it's also worth noting that I've been collecting houseplants for years, and not that I make like a ton of money from doing YouTube, but I do make money doing YouTube talking about plants, and I also have a small plant shop selling plants. So I just want to float it out there that if you're watching my video or other people's videos and you think like, oh my god, these people have so many plants, I should have so many plants, don't feel like you have to go out and buy all the plants, at least like not right now. And part of the reason why so many YouTubers have so many plants is because they literally make money from talking about plants. So again, just, you know, I guess like you do you, but don't put yourself in a financially bad position just to buy more plants because other people have a lot of plants. I don't know. Is that making sense what I'm saying? I hope it makes sense. But anyway, those are the only disclaimers I wanted to give before going into this video. It's gonna be a long one, so grab a cup of tea, grab a cup of coffee, whatever it is you like to drink, and let's get on into it. Okay friends, welcome to my very first ever houseplant house tour. So obviously this is the view that you guys are pretty used to. Something you may not know is that I actually film my videos in my bedroom. So yep, here's my bed right here. It's a little messy right now, don't mind that. But let's just take you on a little tour of the place that we normally hang out and get an up close look of what we have. So right here I have my little Pink Panther inside a little elephant pot, and then over here we have my Pilea, which is in it's like a UFO style pot that I like. I've been saying for the longest time that I'm gonna take this plant out of this pot because it is like it's not really the right pot for it, but nonetheless, yeah, that's what's in there right now. Over here, this cute little hanging air plant. My coworkers actually got it for me for National Women's Day. So yeah, super cute and love that. Just kind of dangles from this lamp. I know you guys don't normally see it though because it's like kind of backlit. So yeah, that's what's over there. And then right now I'm rehabbing this plant. This is just a black cardinal philodendron. So doesn't look too great right now, but I promise I think it's going to come back. If we come over to this other side over here, I have the world's smallest Opuntia. It's just been chilling here for like basically forever, and it literally doesn't grow, probably because it doesn't get enough light, but like honestly I'm kind of okay with that. Like I like when my plants stay a little small, so we're just rolling with it right now. Right next to it, I just have a standard snake plant. This is one of the first plants that I bought when I moved to Arizona, and same thing, like he's kind of just been chilling here and expanding and growing over time. He started out and was literally like maybe like 4 or 5 little, you know, spears, whatever you want to call them, but yeah, as you can see, he's doing pretty well over time. And then down here, I actually just keep this little Rose of Jericho, or some, you know it as a resurrection plant. I literally just like keep it stuffed back here. If you're not familiar with them, I know it looks a little crazy, but if you put them in water, they bloom, and they're actually super, super cool. And then down here on my desk, you guys probably don't typically see this, but I just have some little things propagating down there. And underneath here, I have my Calathea orbifolia. Now, the only problem with this is it's literally in like a craft pot right now, and I'm terrified every time I pick it up. But even though it's kind of a dark spot, it really, really likes it down here. And I kind of think that that's like a good thing with Calatheas is if you can put it in a little bit of a darker spot, typically I find that they kind of like it. So yeah, let me know if you guys do that with your Calatheas as well. And then over here we have this big boy, not the Calathea, the Congo Rojo Philodendron. So this plant's super fun, and again, kind of just chilling, putting on a new leaf back there. And yeah, I'm not looking forward to moving this plant because it literally weighs like 50 pounds. If we move over here, this is the light, the ring light that I use for doing YouTube when it's like at nighttime. Obviously, like if it's during the daytime, I just open up these windows, but a lot of times when I'm filming, it is at the night because it's usually like after I'm done working and stuff. So I have this little, what's it called? Mistletoe Cactus hanging down here, and it kind of is just temporarily here. Obviously, this isn't a super permanent spot. I never really found a home for this plant, so it just kind of lives there. And then, like, the bonus is if I ever want to give my plants extra light, I can just, like, pop this light on and they get a little extra boost. So that is kind of fun. I'll turn him off for now, though. And then up here on either side of my window, I have these long golden pothos. So I have that one over there, and I have this one over here. If you watch one of my more recent videos, you'll know that I actually recently, unfortunately, burned a ton of my plants with fertilizer, and these guys were one of the ones that were hit the worst. So, yeah, they're not nearly as full as they used to be, but they're still, you know, they're still pretty handsome-looking plants. So, yeah, don't let people tell you that golden pothos can't be cool. I literally think that these are one of my favorite plants that I own. And then if we come over here into this little corner, I have this Raven Zizi, and this is, again, a pretty dark little corner. Honestly, a lot of my bedroom's pretty dark, but it does pretty well. When the new leaves come in, they do come in green, and then slowly over time they transition to this black, and then like eventually they're really, really dark. I do have this window over here. I don't normally open it. Like, it goes out to my patio, and it actually doesn't really like make any difference, so I typically just keep it closed. And then this is like one of the only fake plants that I have in my house, but I do really like it, so I do keep it. I feel like it just like really greens up the area over here. So yeah, not too many other things that would grow over here. I guess I could put a snake plant, but I have so many of them, so I just don't. So yeah. We come over here, we'll pop up here again, another plant that you guys probably don't know that I have up here, but I have these two Satin Pothos hanging up here. Again, obviously this one is not doing too hot. It was one of the plants, again, that got hit really bad when I over fertilized it. I know you probably think it's dead. What I really want to do is just cut off all these pieces up here. If you ignore these like two yellow leaves, like the thing is these leaves up here are actually doing fine. So this plant will definitely be okay. It's just, you know, I mean, it's not doing its best right now. This one, on the other hand, it's much better, although I still could cut off some of this, you know, little like nasty straggly guys. So yeah, that's that. Over here in our little llama pot that I got from Walmart, we have a grafted moon cactus. I know people hate on those. Personally, I think that they're super cool. And then right here we have a Stromanthe Trio Star. I'm literally obsessed with this leaf. I love these plants in general. It was actually the first plant that I ever bought online, a fun fact. So yeah, he kind of just chills and does his thing. And then down here I have a scraggly little hosta, and I actually bought this the last time I was in Buffalo. My entire family made fun of me. They're like, why in the world would you want that plant? So typically hostas are really like shaded plants and good for low light. I think it's a little bit too much low light here, so when I move I'll be finding a place that's a little brighter for this guy. But yeah, he's just kind of chilling and doing his thing back there. And then finally, the last plant I have in my bedroom, oh, there's me and Steve, but the last plant I have over here is my Rattlesnake Calathea. So, you know, he's got a couple little like burnt edges, but for the most part, he does really well. One of my favorite Calatheas, and in my opinion, one of the easiest Calatheas to take care of. So yeah, really, really like these guys. Moving along into the kitchen area, if we come and swing over here, I love that I have these under cabinet lightings here. Sadly, I don't have them like built in at my next place that we're moving, but I think I might like try and install like some of the strips because I find these really handy. But yeah, over here we have this Green Queen kind of taking over. Again, I know people are like, oh, they're so boring, but I just kind of really enjoy this plant. I like it, so, you know, do your thing. Right next to it, oh my god, I like can't control this camera. You guys are probably motion sick, but I have this Prince of Orange Philodendron, so not like super orange right now. Oh, if you flip over, you can see like he was really orange, but I have a new leaf coming in right now, and typically when they come in, they are so beautiful. So yeah, really, really fun plant. And then right next to it, we have a teeny tiny little marble queen pothos. So yeah, really like those ones. And I think that this leaf, even though it's like mostly green, I think it's really cool how it has kind of just like these different levels of irrigation stuff. And then finally over here, a really fun plant. If you're not familiar with it, it's a Mimosa Pootika. And what this is some of you might know it as like the sensitive plant, but you can touch it and all the little leaves close up. So really, really cool in my opinion. I think it's great to get people into houseplants. Like if they are like, oh, plants are so boring. I think that this is super cool. Moving along to the other side of the sink, I have this little Hoya, is it a Hoya Avada? Hoya orbifolia? I'm never quite sure. But it's got these really cool circle leaves. It's actually just put out these two leaves like really recently. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And I kind of strangely really enjoy this plant, even though it's like not necessarily super impressive looking. And then up here in my elephant pot are just like the sad little lithops that I have up here. I basically just ignore them. I don't think I've done anything with them for like months on end, but yeah, you know, they're kind of just chilling and doing their thing up here. If we move along to on top of the refrigerator, you'll see that I have some crumbs up here, yikes. But beside that, I have my, oh god, the Oxalis triangularis. So this comes in a couple different varieties. There's like a black and purple one. I just have the standard purple one. It comes in green too. Really love this plant. I think it's so unique, and One of the things that's really cool about it, like Calatheas, it actually moves. So this one kind of like folds itself up a little bit at the end of the night. And yeah, I really, really like this plant. Over here by the door in this corner, we have my black coral snake plant. This is literally the only plant that I can get to survive here. I've tried so many different plants and literally everything just dies. It's not really picking up on camera, but it's actually a super dark corner over here. So yeah, snake plant to the rescue. If you have any spot where like nothing will live, I promise you a snake plant will live there. So cheers to that. And if we coincidentally move over a little bit, I actually have another one for that same reason right here. Again, it's not really picking up on camera, but this is actually a really dark spot, like particularly right here. So yeah, he's just chilling. I recently put him here and I mean, it's just doing its thing. Up here, I have an asparagus fern. Again, I'm so bad with the names, but this one in particular, there's like 3 varieties. This one starts with an S. If you just Google asparagus fern, you'll find it. And yeah, it's overall, in my opinion, like super easy to take care of. Asparagus ferns, I believe, are not actually ferns. They're like a different variety of plants, so they're not like as crazy about humidity, and that's of course awesome. And then right here, I actually just recently replaced my hurricane cactus for the 3rd time. So if you've been on my channel for a while, you'll know the whole saga with the hurricane cacti. But yeah, this is kind of just a temporary spot. It really doesn't get enough light for this plant here, but I knew that I was moving anyway, so I figured he could just hang out here for you know, another couple weeks. And yeah, we'll find him a nice sunny little spot in the future. Moving along, we have my Hawaiian spider plant over here. I really struggle with spider plants quite often, but I find that the Hawaiian variety are much easier. So if you're like me, then definitely check those out. On my coffee table, we have this crazy looking donkey tail plant. So I call this plant the claw, but that's what it reminds me of. I don't know. This really isn't the best spot for it. Not only does it not get enough sunlight here, but it's a really high traffic area. And if you know about these plants, you know that it's really easy to like knock the little leaflets off, and that's what's happened kind of like all over this plant. So yeah, probably going to be finding a new spot for this guy in the next place that I'll be living. Coming over to this coffee table, we have my Ficus Taniki Ruby. Oh God, I really love this plant. When I bought this one in particular, a lot of the leaves on it like were kind of like this one down here, like not super great variegation. But if you're in that situation with your plant and you want your leaves to look more like this, highly, highly recommend putting it in a really sunny spot. When I open up this window, it gets really, really strong light. So I've been doing that during the day, and it seems to really be liking it, and definitely putting out more variegation on those newer leaves. And then right next to this guy, I have this little, I think it's a thimble cactus. I'm not really sure if that's exactly what it is, but it was actually my boyfriend's plant before I even met him. And yeah, he's kind of just been chilling, super slow growing, but still pretty cool in my opinion. Coming over here, if I can get this camera to turn. Okay, there we go. We have this Fabian Irelia down here. It's like this little bonsai tree with these circular leaves. I think it is so cool, in my humble opinion. Probably one of my favorite plants that I own. I just really enjoy taking care of this guy. Hoya Chelsea, I believe that's how you say it down here. Super, super easy. Again, recently I've kind of gotten into Hoyas, so never expected that I would be a Hoya person, but here we are. I have a Croton down here. Not sure what type it is in particular. It's got these really cool black leaves, and then a neon pothos down here as well. We're coming up here to the top of the bookshelf. I have my little goldfish plant. It's called the goldfish plant because when it flowers, it has these little flowers that look like goldfish. So yeah. And then I have my Calathea. What is it? Calathea mosaica, I believe some people call it. Network Calathea, other people call it. If you look at the leaf pattern, it's got this really, really cool, just kind of like striping, like modern tile pattern on it. So from far away, you know, it kind of looks really basic, but from up close, in my opinion, it is one of the coolest plants. And then on the other side over here, we have this little blue star fern. So I had this plant for a long time now. It like kind of died back quite a bit, and now it's coming back to life, and the new growth that it's putting out is really, really beautiful. So yeah, really happy about this one. And if we come down here on the bookshelf, I have this crazy looking skull planter with a baby ponytail palm in it, and just another Calathea back there. I always forget the name. It starts with a V. I want to say it's a Calathea vinsta, something like that. Not really sure, but Yeah, I kind of just plopped this guy in that glass jar back there. When he started out, he was like below the glass line, so it kind of helped with humidity. Since then, he's grown quite a bit, so he's now popping above there. But yeah, they kind of just chill over here. And then I also have this Croton Tamara over here, and I mean, you know, it's not living its best life, but it's doing okay. It's hanging in there. So yeah, that's that plant. Over in this corner, I have my Fiddle Leaf Fig. Now, I've had this plant for quite a while, and for years it did so well. And then honestly, you guys, like in the last 6 months, I have not been doing my best with like keeping on top of plant care. So unfortunately, like probably a month went by and I don't know what I was doing with my life. I just like didn't water this plant, so a ton of the lower growth died back, but it's, you know, put out a ton of new growth since then, so, you know, it's kind of okay. A new leaf coming in right here. I know a lot of people really struggle with these, and it might seem counterintuitive because like my bottom portion is not looking too great, but typically I do find these when I'm staying on top of my watering really easy. I really enjoy taking care of these, and I mean, obviously they're beautiful plants, so if you don't have one, personally I recommend picking it up. And then finally, we also have my Alocasia Regal Shield over here. If you saw the haul video that I did where I got this guy, you might remember me saying that I like burned the leaf on my way home in the car. Like the glass like literally turned into a laser on it. So that sucked all going down this leaf. But hey, these two new leaves are new and I think they just look absolutely fantastic. So yeah, overall doing really well. Down here, also clustered over here, we have this lemon lime calathea. I have a little bromeliad over here, my little giraffe planter, and we have my whale fin, which I also got the same day as this Regal Shield. So yeah, I personally love to like cluster my plants together, particularly like things like a calathea that like more humidity. I find that it really helps with that. Then coming up here, this is another type of mistletoe cactus. I'm not sure the exact like difference in the varieties, but I bought this one maybe like 6 or so months ago online, and yeah, it just kind of chills, just its thing, looks like Cousin It, and kind of just a really fun, carefree plant. Coming over here, I have a Nutella Silver Sparkle. I don't hear anybody talking about these plants, but I think that they're really cool. They're just like these little silver dots, and yeah, I really enjoy taking care of this plant. Down here on the floor, we've got an Aglaonema. It's a cutlass, and yeah, he's a pretty fast grower, so if you're looking for something that's like going to be big and bushy and grow fast, this is a good choice for you. Section of a Zizi plant. I have a big one on my kitchen table, which we'll see in a second, but it literally, like, there was so much growth that it fell out of the pot, so he's just kind of chilling there for now. And then my Calathea Gray Star, I know it's, well, okay, so it's a Tillandsia Gray Star actually, but it was sold to me as a Calathea Gray Star. That's just what I refer to it as. So please don't come for me in the comment section. I know that's what a lot of you call it, but yeah, he just kind of chills in that corner. And then, okay, I did this plant real dirty, but this is my Ligula grandis. So maybe about a year ago, one of my local houseplant stores around here sold these. They were $120. It is, to date, the most expensive plant that I have ever bought. When I bought it, it probably had maybe like 10 leaves on it. And ever since I brought it home, well, you can see it slowly is dying a sad death. The thing is, not to say that I'm not at fault, but I don't feel too bad about it. Everyone that I know who ended up buying one of these plants, they all died the same, like, sufferable, sad death. So, I do have this new leaf coming in. Unfortunately, like, it still has this browning on the tips. So, yeah, I don't think Arizona is a place for these plants. But it is really a shame because it was, like, my number one wish list plant for the longest time. And they just happened to have them locally, and I bought one. And, well, you can see what happened. Anyway, moving along. On my kitchen table here, I have this, obviously, Zizi plant. If you don't have a Zizi plant, I know, again, maybe not the most exciting plant in the world, but it's just such a fun, nice little plant to take care of, and it's just so easy. I highly recommend it. Funny enough, I give this plant, like, a prime location where it gets, like, really good natural light from my slider behind me, but I don't care, you know? It's just living its best life, and it's just chilling here. If we come over to this back corner, I have my bird of paradise plant. Again, if you watch this channel for a while, you may remember when I bought this plant, it was actually absolutely perfect. And then I went to go repot it and I like dropped it on its head, like the top of the plant. I was like trying to shake it out of the pot and it just fell and like so many of the leaves broke off. But it is finally like filling back out with some of these new leaves. Unfortunately, this corner that I have it in is pretty dark over here. So again, when I move, I'm excited to bring this into a better lit area. And then I think that it's really going to take off from there. But yeah, it's just chilling. And then down here next to it, I have my Monstera Ansonii. And as you can see, I literally have it like trailing up this bird of paradise plant, so it's kind of just acting as a mock trellis right now. But yeah, I don't know, for the longest time I like didn't like these plants, and now I'm literally obsessed with this one. So yeah, he's super cool. Some people call it like a Swiss cheese plant, but yeah, I think that this guy is really, really fun. And then if we come, oh god, if we swing around, bring it around town. Okay, so this is kind of my sad little rehab corner down here. But if you watch one of my most recent videos on plants that I'm rehabbing, you'll remember my fry deck that was just like literally a pot of dirt. And you guys, look at it now. It is putting out leaves. So like I said, do not give up on your plants too early. Even though this plant looked completely dead, here it is coming back to life. And yeah, so super exciting. And it looks like a ton more growth is going to be popping out for us soon. And yeah, overall really excited about that one. Down here I have, well, you'll see the rest of the Brazil philodendron in a second. Over here, just the remnants of my sad little rickrack cactus. We're just gonna move on. If you saw the video, you know. And then again, my Monstera. I know it probably doesn't look like that, but yeah, my Monstera that I am rehabbing over here. If we come down into the shelf, don't mind the fact that I have these strip lights hanging down. I put them up there like maybe a month ago, and then like they fell down, and then I knew that I was moving, so I was just like, you know what, I'm just over it. In here though, we have my Philodendron Birkin. He's super, super pretty. Let me just pull these plants out because I want you guys to be able to see them better. My Philodendron Birkin. So again, it just has this beautiful, beautiful white variegation and striping on there. Really, really like this plant. And yeah, he's a fun one. I know some of you are kind of intimidated by these plants. I was too, but honestly, they're pretty easy to grow in my opinion. Back in here, we have, well, let's just take a look on this side. This is my Scadapsis Tribute Moonlight. I recently got this on my most recent trip back to Buffalo. They had them at Wegmans for $20. I remember when I was first looking at these plants, they were like $50. So yeah, I picked one up while I was there as a little souvenir. My Panda Paw plant, it's a furry little guy. I hope it's picking up on camera, but yeah, those are super fun. And then my Alocasia Bambino right over here in this little like modern pot. So the shelf is, pardon my language, but kind of like a little bit of a shit show right now. But yeah, again, if I was moving, this would have been like more taken care of. But honestly, a lot of my plants right now, I'm kind of just like getting by for the time being. If we come up to the top of the shelf, I have my Hoya Chelsea in this cute little face spot. I really like it, and I think it's really cool. Here's my Alocasia Poly. Obviously this leaf not doing too well, and this leaf is brand new. I don't know why, but my Alocasia Poly refuses to have more than 2 leaves at once, and that's just how it is, you know. That's just the way it is. If we come over to this Victorian pot in here, I have some Hoya Carnosa in here. They're kind of taking over this pot right now. Just some little reindeer moss, and then back here, this is an Alocasia Black Velvet. Very similar saga to my fry deck. It like completely died back to the stump, but just let it continue to live in there. And this leaf is brand new, so it's not even like dark or black or velvety yet, but I can tell it's probably not picking up on camera, but it's like starting to transition into getting darker, so that will be fun. And then over here in this little face pot right here, I don't know, it reminds me of like Handsome Squidward, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I swear I'm not crazy, but I have this waxy ivy, and this is really cool. It's like a succulent, but it looks like ivy. So if you're somebody like me who cannot keep ivy alive for the life of you, then trust me, you need this plant in your life. Moving on over here, I have my big mama, Sansevieria cylindrica, so she's just living her best life over here. And then we also have an Aglaonema valentine. Again, not the best spot for it, but it's just kind of chilling for now. And the saddest Calathea I have right now, this is a Calathea furry feather, so I feel like you can't really see it, but it's like hairy. They're really, really fun to touch, but yeah, obviously it is not doing its best right now. So yeah, we're just gonna move along from here. I have this water cooler. I obviously get it to drink water out of because the Arizona water is kind of nasty, but it's also perfect for watering plants if you want to live large and have those plants that are like really difficult. Up here, I have my curly lipstick plant. I actually recently, oh my God, I feel like everything's like kind of like a mess up here right now, but I recently repotted it into a bigger pot because it was like way too big for the smaller one, and it doesn't really like fit in here anymore, but I kind of just like made it fit and jammed it back in. It did like die back a little bit. I don't really think it like being repotted, but it's kind of stabilizing now, so yeah, that one's gonna be fine. And then here is my Philodendron Brazil, which goes all the way down to the floor. Again, once I move, I think I'm going to like chop it back probably to here and then replant this either in the top or prop it as a new plant. So yeah, that's what's happening over there. Okay, so we got fast forwarded into the next room, which is my boyfriend's office. So down here on the bookshelf, this plant, again, kind of just got thrown in here for the time being, but we have this little Dracaena tornado. So it was a terrarium at one point and it was like really layered and pretty with like different colors of rocks. As I watered it over time, it kind of like, now it's just like this ugly mess, but yeah, it's just chilling down there. Now, it is kind of a cruel joke because this room literally has the best lighting, but my boyfriend hates plants, so I don't get to sneak too many in here, but we still do sneak a fair amount. So down here under the printer, we have this little Pothos Enjoy. I personally refer to this as the cow plant because I think it looks like a little cow print on here. If we move along to this corner, we have my variegated Zebrania red banana leaf, or banana plant, pardon me. If you, again, watched my most recent video on plants I was rehabbing, this one was in it, so kind of just coming back to life, but yeah, totally, just doing its thing, and it gets a ton of light over here, so it does tend to grow really, really fast for me, which is awesome. If we look down here, I have this little tiny Opuntia cactus and probably ready to be repotted, but I hate touching Opuntia, so like I'm just not doing it. Over here, we have the silver Satin Pothos. And yeah, he's definitely obviously growing towards the window. And then on the back side, we have a Philodendron micans, or yes, is that what it is? The velvet leaf philodendron. I'm always scared that I'm going to say like that this plant is a more rare plant than it is because I get them all mixed up. They all literally look the same to me. Obviously, as you guys can see throughout the course of this video, I'm not really into that rare of plants, but yeah, he's just chilling and doing his thing over here. Obviously, like most of the plants, growing towards the window, which is totally fine. Over here, I have my big boy Rancho Ruffles Anthurium, and yeah, again, put out a ton of new growth. Being by the window, he grows really, really fast, so that's always super exciting. If we come over here, I have the cigar cactus. This is my boyfriend's only plant that he absolutely loves. He has laid claim to it, and he insists that in the new house that this plant is going in his office. So, hey, I can't argue with that because, surprise, surprise, his new office also happens to have the most windows out of any room in the house. So, don't know how that happened, but yeah, this guy will be going there and living with him. Although I will say I am terrified to be moving this plant because it is gigantic. Over here, I have my little Kokedama of the Crimson Queen Hoya. Again, when I bought this plant, I wasn't that into Hoyas at the time, but really, really been enjoying this plant, and it does grow pretty well here, so that's always awesome. And then my other Macaulay Spinelli Philodendron. So just like the Prince of Orange, this one is putting out its new leaf right now. I don't know, you guys, I've been on the struggle bus with getting these leaves to unfurl the last couple times. So if you have any advice on how to prevent them from getting stuck, please let me know. But yeah, it's been just like an ongoing struggle. Although otherwise this plant is pretty lush, and when it does get those new leaves and they're that bright red color, oh my God, they are gorgeous. Moving over to the desk area, we have just this little lifesaver cactus over here. I'll put a picture in the top right corner, but they're so cool, the flowers that they get, and you'll understand now why it is called the lifesaver cactus. And then last but not least, if you watch my most recent haul video, then you guys are familiar with this plant. Somehow, some way, it is still alive, and yeah, it's doing its thing somehow. So haven't killed the fern yet, but I'm, just waiting to come in here one day and see it be a pile of crisp, although you can kind of see all the leaves that it drops down in the bottom there. Again, my boyfriend's not thrilled about it, but where else was I gonna put this plant? It's gigantic. Okay, and last but not least, we finally made it out here to my patio. Had to cut real quick. I don't know what's going on with my camera. It keeps dying. But anyway, we made it. So out here, very first thing that we're looking at, this is my string of beans. Got it in a more recent haul. So yeah, just chilling out here. As you can see, I have my Spanish moss looming up here off of the shelf, and then my big old mistletoe cactus hanging down. So if we look on the shelf, I have this paper cactus. So I don't even know what type of cactus this is, just like, I don't know, just a weird little cactus in here. My little kiwi plant, and some aloe, a zebra plant up here, and just some more cacti, another little aloe. So this is kind of just like the random shelf of plants that are like succulents and can like somehow manage the heat out here in Arizona. If we come down here, I have my Choco Chili, which I didn't water for long enough, and now it's not, it's dead. So there's that. This is my rehabbing hurricane cactus that I mentioned earlier. It's, again, not doing the hottest, but it's kind of pulling through. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this guy. I'm not holding my breath, but it might make it. And then in this back corner over here, we actually have some little pickle plants. So those are kind of fun. And yeah, just kind of like a little mix match of what's over here. Right here, I have, of course, my ponytail palm. And then I got this at, actually my Botanical Gardens was having a sale where I picked this up. I forget what it is. I believe it's like a mammillaria cactus. I don't know. Strange thing over there. We come back over here, oh god, I'm gonna move this chair. Please let me in. Okay, so this plant right here, kind of strange, but I bought it at one of my local nurseries, and it was just labeled a euphorbia. So if you have any idea what type of euphorbia this is, please let me know. Super curious. My Madagascar palm right here. This very, very strange, I believe that this is, oh god, I forget, some kind of sans something cactus, but yeah, he's very strange looking. I don't think he has enough water, or I don't know, it's a little weird. Right here, a toothpick cactus, and then my Opuntia, which I overwatered, but then decided that it was going to come back to life. And here's like a little pot of death over here. I think it got too much sun, and yeah, it was at one point, oh god, what are they called? These little things, like a chicken hen, and then I had some, also some jade in here, but yeah, they kind of got a little bit too much sun. Over here in the area of things that can handle a ton of sun, we of course have my Euphorbia fire sticks, and then my just standard Euphorbia mock. And then over here in this back corner, here is my half-dead queen palm. So really unfortunate, but the place that I'm moving actually does not allow queen palms. It's like there's this HOA and it's like really strict, so I'm kind of thinking I'll be able to stick in my backyard. But yeah, it did die back over here, as you can see, but the new growth that's coming out is fine. So yeah, hopefully I can just sneak it in there and nobody says anything, but I guess we'll see. Down here, over in this little area, kind of block out some of the sun, because again, it does just get really intense even for like cacti and succulents. This is my Opuntia Old Mexico. It was just one petal when I got it, and then it grew this little head up here. I've kind of been like chopping these extra ones off just because I do kind of like the just like one, panel look, because it's kind of like a whale fin, but now I have a whale fin, so I don't know, we'll see. I have a Peruvian apple cactus right here. String of coins. This is another type of euphorbia. I'm always very confused on their names. There's a lot of them. And then a desert rose, which is literally growing in the shape of a U. I don't know if I need to stake it up or if it's like growing towards the light, but yeah, it's kind of a weird situation. And then I recently put this plant in here. I think that this is such a cool plant. I love the leaves on it. Don't know what it is. It kind of reminds me of some kind of sweet potato vine, but I don't think that's what it is. So if you know what this is, please, please, please let me know. And then over here I have kind of my just like long, straggly, like not the best quality, but like really, really quite long string of hearts. So it's kind of just propped up here in this corner on this like old corn plant that I had. So it died back, but I kept this and figured that I would use it as kind of just like a natural you know, like little trellis over here. So that's what we've got going on in this corner. And then if we pop all the way up here, I've got these Hello Bright Stars. Really, really cool plant. I know the sun's making it a little difficult to see, but these are the only things I've ever had be able to survive in here, because this pot just gets stuck. Oh man, you guys, it just gets hit with the brightest of light all day long. So yeah, that's what's in here. If we come over, I just have this little guy sitting on the table. I believe that this is some type of, it's like a descendant of a Hoya, but I don't know exactly what it is. But yeah, he's super long and trailing, and again, just kind of like so many of my plants, just kind of chilling for now. Not really like the most permanent of spots, but yeah, doing his thing. In this corner down here, I have more. You guys know I literally have an exploding supply of these, oh god, what are they? The Sansevieria cylindrica, so I have more of these. This is my orchid cactus. It's a curly Sue. Back here, this was a failed attempt. I bought like it was basically this dead little plant that they had at Fry's of the wandering Jew plant, and it was $1, so I bought it, but it yeah, it kind of just died, so that's sad. But moving on, we have more snake plants out here. So these guys are kind of just chilling, doing their thing. Can't really even see it because I've got so many of these spider plant babies, but back here we have my silver torch cacti, and then up here you'll see we have the big mama spider plant. She definitely needs some water today. I've been kind of neglecting my plants out here, but yeah, we'll get her, you know, situated and back under control. And then finally up here we have my shelf that I had mentioned in a previous video recently had fell down and killed some of my plants that were underneath it, like my hurricane cactus, like my rickrack cactus, and a few more. But now we have this string of dolphins up there, as well as an old man cactus. So like I said, you guys knew that I wasn't gonna deny another place to hang up my plants. So yeah, that's what we have going on over here. Well, that concludes today's video on my houseplant tour. I hope you guys had a fun time watching it. Let me know in the comments down below, what was your favorite plant that you saw? Was there any plants that I have in my collection that you don't have and want to have? And what plants do I not have in my collection that you absolutely think that I need to add to my list? Also, I'm curious to get your guys' opinion. What do you think of our new set? Do you like it? There's lots of places that we can move it in this room. It's full of plants, and I feel like this background is not very planty. So maybe we'll add more, maybe we'll change our location. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think of that down below. Anyway, thanks so much for sticking around until the end. I know it was a long one. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and I will see you in the next video, whatever that is.